Hi, I'm Sandy Laratonda, and I have Alive, Aware, Awakened, and it is part of my Healing Realms business. And I'm here to talk to you today about some pretty serious things. It's the holidays, and the stress is here. I see it, I feel it. I know you do too. And there's a lot of things that we can be stressed out about. Um, and I want to talk to you today about what those are and how I can help. So I have my phone here, and I'm going to be looking at it to have conversations with you if you have any questions or comments or you want to discuss anything. So let me pull you up here. Okay. I got a new set, and I'm a little bit far away from my computer, so I can't see any comments. That's why I need my cell phone. And okay, so here we go. So I started talking to you about holidays and stress. I know. It's pretty much inevitable. Whenever I even think, around Halloween, it starts piling up. And before, let's say maybe 5 years ago, I had no idea how to control that stress or how to manage it, how to figure out even where to begin. Then I had a really interesting experience, life-altering experience, I should say. So I learned how to deal with people, with expectations, with loss, with grief. It can all be so overwhelming, and it's easy to overcome, easier than you think. And I know a lot of this is a ADHD based group. It began that way, but I have been talking about cognitive dissonance, and cognitive dissonance is when things are just not in alignment. And I've been getting a lot of spiritual downloads, and what we need to do first is take care of ourselves before we can take care of someone else. So moms, dads out there, you're going to be talking about we're going to be talking about self-care for the holidays, for this particular season. So taking care of yourself first, putting yourself first, is going to make things a lot smoother. Hi, Amy. Thanks for joining me. How are you doing today? So here's my story. I'm going to get raw with you. 4 years ago, in November, actually, it was November 9th, I had a very horrific accident. And I was an English teacher at the time, and this was on a Sunday at my home. We have a small farm, and I was riding a horse, one who I trusted immensely with my life. And she spooked. I wasn't wearing a helmet. I was thrown. I landed on my back, and it resulted in a broken lower back and blown discs in my neck. I had to have surgery. They had to go in through the front of my neck and shift things aside to fuse my spine. I had a severe head injury, traumatic brain injury. I actually left my body when I hit the ground. It was an incredible, bright green emerald light. And, I then returned to myself, and things were never really the same for me. I never went back to work that year, and I couldn't. I was in recovery. I was in therapies. I had surgeries to deal with, and this didn't happen right away, but maybe a few weeks later, my head injury, the symptoms started arising. And a lot of people think, okay, well, you have a head injury, so that's going to be something immediate. It's not really. Symptoms can arise at any time. And I started to lose my language. I would say something to my husband, and I couldn't get the words out, or the words I would say were completely not the ones I meant to say. So I sounded like I was talking gibberish. I had trouble getting my thoughts together and expressing myself, my emotions, my needs. And it was an extremely frustrating time because being in a career as an English language arts teacher for 20 years, losing my language was a massive, massive blow to my ego and self-esteem. And through therapies, through my neurologist, through lots and lots of work, I was able to get that back. I still lost pieces of me that I'll never have back. But then again, I gained pieces of me that I never knew I had. I am an amazing artist now. I never really could draw my way out of a wet paper bag. I used to draw stick figures for vocabulary lessons, and when my students used to poke fun at me when I would have it up on the board, and I clearly knew that my drawings were horrid, and now I can do some pretty amazing things. I work a lot with colors and chakras, and it's amazing how that came up when another part of my brain was injured. So there are a lot of things that we do that affect us day in and day out. The next year, I started the next school year back, returning to my job as an English teacher, and it was unlike anything I have ever experienced. I had to relearn my job of 20 years. I had to make sure that I had notes everywhere. I had Post-its on everything. I couldn't even remember a simple phone number or a room number. Taking attendance in the morning was really a no-brainer before, except now it was a process I had to check and recheck and recheck. And it was a big struggle for me. And what got me through that was self-care techniques. And I had to learn those. Nobody reached out and said, oh, hey, this is what you need to get through it. But it was something that I had to find out for myself, and along with help from my doctors and therapists, I had a lot of success. And my accident happened in the beginning of November, so that holiday season was the most stressful of my life. I'm the mom, I'm the wife, I make it happen, and I wasn't available. I was in my own recovery, and it was an extremely difficult thing. So I wanted to share with you a little bit more about how self-care can help you and why it's extremely, extremely important, especially during the holidays. Because I know you're stressed out. Everybody is, healthy as can be. You have some holiday stress. Let's see, there's people, you have family coming in, maybe you don't really get along with someone, maybe you have expectations from family, maybe they wanted you to do or be something that you are not, and they're not accepting your actual real role that you have chosen, your true path. Maybe you feel like you need to have everything together and be picture perfect and be a people pleaser. How many of you out there are people pleasers? I used to be. Operative term. I learned how not to be. It was very difficult. However, yeah, people pleasing, that's a huge, huge thing during the holidays. You want to make sure everything is perfect. Hi, Dominique. How are you doing? I'm glad you could join me. And I had to relearn everything. I had to relearn, not only how to talk, but how to deal with people. So part of having a brain injury, you kind of get really short-tempered. So I had to learn a lot of self-care practices to manage my emotions, to manage myself emotionally, spiritually, physically, and professionally and personally. So self-care is not like, oh, let's go take a spa day, let's go get our hair and nails done. That's nice to pamper yourself, but self-care is little things that need to be done every day, things that you have to do in order to survive happily. Stress, it builds and it builds and it builds, and then it's overwhelming, and then the next thing you know, you're crouched in a corner somewhere sobbing because you can't handle whatever it is that is on your plate. This is an easy way to get people to be able to categorize and be able to manage. And even for people, you know, with ADHD like me, where it takes a different kind of organization, it's still a very, very attainable thing. So let me talk to you a little bit about what it is and what it's not. So I started to talk to you before about the, let's see, spa days, nail days, you know, beauty days for women, you know, the pampering. It doesn't need to be that extreme. It can just simply be a cup of tea, a 5-minute meditation exercise. Don't worry if you're not a good meditator. I never used to be. I had to learn. Maybe it's just not for you. Maybe there's something else that you can do. Maybe it's reading a page in a book, or you know, cuddling your puppy. You know, I've a ton of puppies and I love them all. That always helps me center. So I have a lot of information as far as what categories you need self-care in. I'll tell you about my class in a little bit. But first, I promised you a live meditation, and I do want to take you through one. So if you're ready, give me a quick thumbs up or a heart or something and let me know that you're ready to do this meditation. And it will be short and sweet, but very insightful. So you just need to be in a chair, comfortably sitting, you know, feet on the ground, and why don't you take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Feel yourself relaxing and settling in. Your root chakra is in your tailbone area, pelvis area, and that's going to ground you. So you may feel yourself getting a little heavier there, kind of pulling yourself down into the earth. And take another deep breath. Let it out slowly. I want you to close your eyes now, and I want you to imagine, visualize if you can, the picture that I'm going to paint for you. You are outside. I want you to look up at the sky, and it is a beautiful sky. But I want you to tell yourself what kind of sky it is. What do you see? Do you see a night sky? A sky at daylight, high noon, sunset? What does your sky look like? I want you to look up and admire your sky. Now I want you to gaze down at your feet, and your feet are walking on a path. I want you to visualize that path. What kind of path are you on? Are you wearing shoes? Are you barefoot? Is your path stone, dirt, trampled down grass? What sidewalk? Whatever you need it to be. And as you're walking along your path, you come to a garden. And this garden is the most beautiful place you have ever seen. And in this garden, you notice a flower. And you approach the flower and you admire it, and you really, really take it in. Bend down and smell the scent, whether it be a sweet scent, citrusy, pungent. What I want you to really take notice of is the color of the flower. What kind of flower is it? What color is it? Is it traditional? Is it something that doesn't make sense to anybody but you? Does it have more than one color, possibly? Take a moment and admire that flower, because it's there and it's yours, just for you. And as you look up from your beautiful flower, you notice some water in the distance. And you're going to walk and you're going to connect with this water. What kind is it? Is it a stream, babbling brook, a water fountain, a puddle, a raging river? What kind of water are you approaching? I want you to walk up as close as you can get in your vision to this water. And I want you to feel deep in your solar plexus, in your gut, how this water makes you feel. And remember this, how this water makes you feel. And I want you to turn around and walk back the same path. And I want you to stop at your flower again. Has anything changed? Is the flower still the same color? Does it still have the same fragrance? Is it still the same shape? I want you to make a mental note of what your flower looks like right now. The color, colors, and you take a glance around at your beautiful garden space that you're in, and you give it thanks, and you turn on your path, and you walk back to the beginning. And you feel yourself back in your body, wherever you're sitting. You feel your feet, wiggle your toes. You come back in slowly. I want you to open your eyes, and you do a shoulder roll, shrug your shoulders. Take a deep breath, exhale. Good work. There's some symbolism in there we need to talk about now. You don't need to share here, but if you want to private message me and we can talk more about the symbolism involved, that would be perfect. However, your flower represents your chakra that needs the most work. The chakras, purple for sight, for spirituality. Blue is our I'm sorry, I just blanked. Our mind, our throat is green. I'm going backwards, that's why. Root chakra is red, solar plexus is orange, sacral chakra is yellow, and green is your heart chakra, blue is your throat chakra, and your crown chakra is purple, indigo. And that is the spiritual gateway. So the colors that you saw in your flower, or maybe it was just one color, that is the chakra area that you need to work on. That is what's imbalanced in you right now. And when you go back to your water feature, as you went through your garden, whatever that water feature was your responsibilities, the stresses, and that can really showcase how you feel about that. So what kind of water was it? Was it a raging rapid river? Was it rushing fast? Was it raining and you just feel like the weight of the rain is just coming down on you? Was it mucky, murky? You couldn't see through it? Was it clear as day? You know, you could see right through to the bottom. There's definite symbolism there, and I'll be happy to talk with you about that symbolism and how it connects to you and your chakra fields that need healing and clearing. So what I want to do now is tell you a little bit about this mini course that I put together for the stress and the holidays and things like that. So it is called Self-Care for the Wounded Soul. And it is incredibly important to go through this, especially now if you've ever struggled going through the holidays. This kind of course that you need, the kind of course that is going to give you sanity, something to grasp onto. It's going to help you center and overcome anything that can come into your path. So we look at 4 areas: emotional self-care. How are you taking care of your mind? How are you taking care of your heart? How are you taking care of those feelings that come up and you're not really exactly sure what to do with it? We talk about your professional self-care. You know, what are you doing at work? Whether you work outside of the home or inside of the home, how are you taking care of yourself? We have a lot of responsibilities, especially women, piled on us at the holidays, and we're expected to make magic happen. Oh, and we do make magic happen. Believe that. And we still need to balance our professional lives. So we talk about professional self-care. And the next area is personal self-care. A lot of people are going to be pulling at you in every direction, and you're going to have to give a lot, especially this time of year. What are you going to do to take care of yourself, to bring yourself back to you, and to make yourself solid enough so you have things to give to other people? You know, the saying, you can't pour out of an empty cup. So how are you filling your cup? And then the last and the fourth and final module that we'll do is a spiritual module. What are you doing to feed your soul? What are you doing to really connect to who you are, your true path, your present moment being in this beautiful spiritual world? And it's going to be a super quick mini course, 2 weeks. You are going to have 2 modules a week, and each module has 3 little lessons in it. I will be teaching the course live, but don't worry if you can't make it live to the course, because I have replays for you, and you always have lifetime access to the course materials and the course itself. You have me at your beck and call for a month, and you know that'll get us through the holidays. And you can contact me on Facebook, on Messenger. I have an Instagram account. You will have my email. So if any emergencies arise and you need counseling right then, I'm definitely available for you. And that's in addition to our course meeting times. So 2 courses or 2 modules per week. So it's 2 weeks, you know, about 8 hours of your time. Trust me, this self-care course is going to give you a lot more time. I know your time is valuable and super busy, so these are going to be really, really important and easy to implement things. And I've decided, you know, because it's the holidays, I'm going to give you a couple of bonuses. And because, you know, my heart says to. So the first thing, I'm going to offer you a 3-month personalized self-care plan. What's going to happen is once you sign up and register for the course, you're going to have an assessment with me. I will talk you through it. We're going to be discussing a lot of things. It's private and won't be shared or recorded. And I will give you your evaluation and your results, and I will give you an outlined personal care plan, a 3-month one. And you'll receive that after the course, the conclusion of the course. Because as we work through some things together through the course, I get more and more insight on what you really, really need. And plus my intuitive connection and my spiritual connection really helps pull that in and solidify it. So you get the 3-month personalized self-care plan. that you'll receive after the course is over. You also get, if you sign up and pay within 24 hours, you get a discounted price. You get $1,000 off the price. I know, crazy. So I'm doing it because we need this. And you get a personalized chakra intuitive art reading from me, which results in a beautiful custom painted piece of art for you that I will create myself. I will mail it to you. You can keep that, and it is infused, Reiki infused, with the energies that you need to clear your chakra. That is, that you're struggling with. So whatever color you saw in that flower, that's probably what this is going to end up being too. But it's about an hour-long session with me, and we get deep into some things. And I'm also a psychic medium, so things can come through that way. I never really know what's going to happen. So it's always a fun time though, and always really, really healing. So what I would like you to do is check out the link in my title here. I have a email set up where you can read about my course. Make sure that you click on about the course. It's a big blue button, and it'll take you to a PDF file. It'll open up a new page, and you can read through my PDF. It'll tell you more about the course and the offerings, and it will tell you everything that you need to know. Pricing, payment plans. It's very, very reasonable, very, very affordable. You get a lot of bang for your buck here, and it is absolutely essential that you take care of yourself, especially through stressful times like the holidays. To recap, some of you guys have lost loved ones. Maybe this is your first holiday season without someone special in your life, whether it was through death. Maybe they moved away and you've lost touch. Maybe it was a divorce situation. Maybe it was a friendship that is gone sour. There are many, many things that can give us this grief, this feeling of immense loss and struggle. And this course is going to help you really get a handle on that and take care of yourself so you can begin to release all of that. And you can begin to open up your energy fields and your chakra fields to let that flow through you instead of harboring it. Because as I said earlier, when you harbor that stress, it's just going to continue to build and eat at you, and it's not doing you any favors. I mean, stress is what causes our illnesses, right? So it's no coincidence that most, flu season, holidays, that's when it's at its peak, right? People are stressed out. Being stressed out is when illness happens. So we'll talk a lot about balancing, but going through those 4 areas of self-care: emotional, professional, personal, and spiritual. That's going to change your entire holiday season and your life, because you're going to be able to have actual, real things that you can do in order to help you handle things now and in the future. So I really enjoyed talking to you today, and I really hope that you're going to check out that link and just see what it's about. I have a special running now through Cyber Monday, and it goes back up to its regular price on Cyber Monday. So check that out, and I will be here for any questions. Private message me. Happy to talk with you about it. So yeah, happy holidays. Have a beautiful Thanksgiving, all my American friends, and I will talk with you soon. Take care.